Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. Freezing rain is on the way. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But today's conversation is about Christmas trees. Are you team real tree or fake tree? I had both growing up, but there's something about the real tree that I just love. You're fake tree because you grew up with it.
Yeah, I never had a real Christmas tree, so I've only done the fake tree, but I can see where you're coming from. I bet the smell of it just smells good, and the idea of going out to pick it up and do all that good stuff. So I can see it, but I've just always been on team fake Christmas tree because that's what I've had.
Yeah, so. I mean, and it's probably better for the environment to go fake in the long run, but I don't know, it's just something about it. But let us know your thoughts. Are you team real or fake tree? Let us know on any of our social media accounts. We'd love to hear from you. And but right now, we're gonna go check in with our Brett Holden, who's checking out some of the Christmas decor trends for this season.
I'm here at Home Hardware where we'll be learning a little bit about some of the trends that's going on the holidays, whether that be for your Christmas trees, some of the decorations that you can find around your house and that you can buy around your house, and even some of the specials here at the Timber Cafe for, well, let's get real. It's nice and cold out, and what's better than a nice warm drink around the fire for the holidays. But first, let's head back into the studio and see what's going on with them.
And the city is reminding residents to be wary of frozen lakes and to stay off the ice and away from the shoreline. In a statement, the city advised Lloydminster residents to adhere to warning signs around retention lakes and ponds. The Lloydminster Rescue Squad confirms this time of year is especially dangerous for those on ice as it hasn't had enough time to thicken.
Stay off the ice, but also stay away from the shorelines. If you fall in, if you slip from the shoreline, or a bank of a river, typically you could land on the ice and break through, and then you're in trouble there too, because once you break through the ice, you're in a lot of trouble.
Chief Namier confirms that once through the ice, it can take up to a matter of seconds to succumb to the cold. Muscle function could stop preventing swimming and gripping rescue rope, and it is advised for those who have witnessed someone falling through the ice to call 911 immediately. And the Residents in Recovery Society held an open house today for Giving Tuesday. The society has already helped over 50 people in the community, with 5 currently in detox. The open house is a way for people struggling with addictions or mental health to come take a look and possibly sign up.
It's really important because, a lot of organizations, including ourselves, are nonprofits, and we rely on community funding to keep operating. Government funding isn't what it used to be, so we actually depend on the community support to keep our doors open and continue to provide services to the community.
They are asking for donations or volunteer service, and some donations they are requesting are coffee, books, board games, hygiene products, or money donations. And the date for the 3rd annual charity game between the Lloydminster Bandits and the Hillmond Hitmen is set. The Bandits will invade the Hillmond Arena on Saturday, December 15th, and this year the money will go towards the Lloydminster Handy Van Society as well as 3 families in the area.
And more than anything, it's not really about the game on the ice. It's we're raising money for 2 great causes here in Lloydminster, in the Mid Shelter as well as the Lloydminster Handy Van Society. And then out in Hillmond, we're also raising money for some families in need. This started a few years ago for Brenda Stansfield, who was fighting cancer at the time, and her son Jesse was playing for us. And unfortunately, Brenda lost her life to cancer.
And this year, the game will have a new format as well.
I think on the roster right now they have 25 players, and I want to say about 23 of them are former Bandits. So it's a great connection. It's kind of like alumni playing against current team. And this year we're kind of mixing it up. We're not just playing Bandits against Hitmen. We're going to have a draft, and there's going to be a bit of Bandits and a bit of Hitmen on one team and a bit of Bandits and Hitmen on the other team. So it should be a lot of fun. And
tickets are $5 at the arena and free for kids under 5 years old. And U.S. health officials say it's okay to eat some romaine lettuce again as long as you check the label. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration gave the green light to romaine lettuce from Arizona, Florida, Mexico, and California's Imperial Valley. Those places didn't ship their lettuce when the illness began, and health officials added the contaminated romaine came from the Central Coast region of California, and we'll soon start seeing harvest dates and regions on labels for lettuce so people know what's okay to eat. And now we're going to send it back to Brett Holden, who is at Home Hardware.
Joined now by Christy. And Christy, we're going to talk a little bit about some trees here, some trends about some trees. So what are some things that you're finding a little bit when it comes to the Christmas trees for this holiday season?
Well, definitely people are looking more for the unusual. We have had some trees decorated with a frosty garden theme, like fresh snowed berries and hoarfrost on twigs and whatnot. And we also did have a succulent tree, which we thought would be new and interesting this year. And that has been a very hot tree. People are asking, oh, what is that? Where'd you get those ideas from? So it's just trees. Try to be creative yourself outside of the box. People like to see new and different things.
So when it comes to maybe trying to find the perfect tree, what are maybe some things that some people might be looking for as well?
People are definitely liking the trees with the glistening snow and trees that aren't just a solid green, so like the flocked white and whatnot. And people tend to gravitate more towards the trees with warm white or pure white bulbs on them as well.
And right behind us we have a 9-foot flocked tree. What can you tell me about maybe this one as well?
Well, these ones are also good if you want something that's a little bit slimmer, not so full. And if you have a lot of height, say 9-foot ceilings or even in just like a large entryway. And this one is one that is also flocked as well. So we just put this one out and people are really gravitating towards it as well.
Perfect. So we'll have a little bit more coming up from Home Hardware. But first, let's head back into the studio and see what's going on with them.
All right, thank you so much, Brett. Currently under a freezing rain warning. We are expecting this to start in the next few hours and continuing into the overnight and then turning into some snow. So currently sitting at -6 here in the border city. Look at the satellite radar though, some patches of both rain and snow making its way from the west into our region. Edmonton already saw this freezing rain, so it's coming to us next. Those were going to be the most severe patches of it, so we're not going to see it as severe, but it is going to hit here like we did see yesterday. So we are currently still under that freezing rain warning. Most of the province, especially into our broadcast area, is still under there. And then over on the Saskatchewan side, under a special weather statement as that model moves from the west into the east. Especially these southern areas are going to see that freezing rain. Northern areas are going to see quite a bit of snow, actually. Number-wise, we're pretty mild, especially for this time of the year. -6 currently here, -2 in Edmonton, -4 in Edson. Above the freezing mark at 4 degrees in Jasper, -8 for North Battleford, -7 in Saskatoon, and then -10 in Prince Albert. As we look to the numbers, currently at -8 in North Battleford, there's that rain-snow mix that's going to come into play as it moves across Lloydminster into the North Battleford area. There's that freezing rain into the overnight. Should taper off by the morning, -5 with some snow tomorrow as that rain turns into a slush. Cold Lake currently at -7, overnight also under that freezing rain warning. So going to be very slippery, but then tomorrow a high of -3 and the sunshine is going to start to peek through. Lloydminster -6 currently. There again, there's that freezing rain as we are currently under that warning. And then tomorrow, -3 for the daytime high. We could see some snow, should taper off by the late morning, early afternoon. And then Thursday, -3. And then on Friday, a high of -5. I'll have more details, including your 7-day forecast, coming up a little bit later.
Welcome back. Well, it's got a scary name and with good reason. This disease can reduce yield in a canola crop. And Gerard Lampow finds out about blackleg.
These identify what resistance genes are in the canola variety.
It's a fungus that lives on old canola residue and just blows around in the wind and infects crops. So it's not a good thing.
Clint Yerke with the Canola Council of Canada says blackleg is a disease that affects canola at the early stages and takes away the yield at the end.
Blackleg, it lives on old canola residues, so the old crop, like a previous canola crop that's still in the field, usually like bits of root and bits of the lower parts of the stem. And once the weather warms up and we get some rain on those old canola bits, then they shoot out spores that infect the next canola crop.
Blackleg likes the wet conditions and then dry at the end of its cycle to kill the canola plant. Its main features is a black coloration on the stem of the plant.
We encourage producers to have some clippers, like scissors on hand when they're scouting their crops at swathing time and cutting stems open and looking for this black color. If there's black in interior stem, then that means the fungus is there taking away their yield.
Producers need to be vigilant in order to protect their yield. Unfortunately, if you find blackleg in your crop, then Yerke says you have to ride it out.
Knowing that you've got it, then it gives you better opportunities to prevent it the next time you grow canola in that field or the fields that are around it. Choosing a better variety that is suited for that particular race of the blackleg fungus. You can pick out the right resistance genes that you need to have in your canola varieties that will fight off the disease and keep the yield there.
Also, a fungicide can be used, but that needs to be done early in the season and not at the end. Scouting also needs to be done in the fall after harvest. There are 3 labs on the prairies to send plants to be tested.
2020 Seed Labs in Alberta, Discovery Seed Labs in Saskatoon, and the PSI Lab in Winnipeg.
Yerke says the seed companies are doing a really good job at building in better levels of resistance in their seed varieties.
Clubroot and blackleg, and there's even some sclerotinia tolerant varieties that are out there as well.
Gerard Lampow, Primetime Local News.
That's it for your egg news. Sports is next, but first we'll take a look at your egg prices.
Every member of the City Centre Auto Body team has been through extensive training. We're constantly upgrading our team's education to reflect current collision repair technique.
Taking a look at your local sports now, the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Centre enjoyed a full weekend of stiff competition for the Boundary Ford Curling Classic. Sherry Anderson defended her title from last year, defeating Sai Jie Liu of China in the tightly fought 8-5 contest. The event featured 9 international teams out of the 23 total competing, and something the organizers say has helped showcase the event to new fans.
Be able to come down and see teams that they don't see play. They also play a little bit of a different style than some of our Canadian teams, so it's just a little bit of a fresh experience.
Anderson becomes the first 2-time winner in the event's history. She also enjoys getting to face international competition at the event.
All of the international teams now that are coming over are very technically good throwers, so you have to play well.
The tournament purse was more than $23,000. The Lloydminster Bobcats are showing signs of improvement despite the on-ice results of the past month. And in this week's Beyond the Boards, Josh Ryan looks at how they hope a road game against the rival Bonnyville can change their fortunes.
The past weekend provided plenty of cool moments for the Lloydminster Bobcats, including a Spider-Man jersey night against the Brooks Bandits.
I'm a big superhero guy, so Spider-Man has always been one of my favorites, so I really enjoyed it. You know, the kids really enjoyed it as well. You could see them getting into it, and I think it was lots of fun.
Super neat seeing them all in their different little outfits showing up, so yeah, I really liked it. Me and Ryan and Juan really watched The Flash a lot, so it was pretty cool to see a couple kids in Flash outfits, so it was pretty cool to see that.
However, the on-ice product will only improve when the team has a breakthrough, and they're hoping it could happen tomorrow night against Bonnyville.
We've been struggling to get wins lately, as you can tell, but anything helps. You know, Bonnie is a good opportunity for us to get a point here coming up Wednesday.
The Pontiacs have dominated the rivalry this season, outscoring the Cats in the 3 contests 12-5. As the class of the AJHL North, it's a perfect measuring stick for the team to prove they can compete this season.
You want to stick it to them, and you want to climb up in the standings, and it's going to be tough here, but I think good things are happening, and we're getting better every day, and that's the main focus.
This is the Cats' first game against the Pontiacs in Bonnyville, which Scantlebury says could help the focus for the group heading into the contest.
They'll let you hear it if they want you to hear it. So it's something you got to feed off of and not get discouraged.
Josh Ryan, Primetime Local Sports.
Beyond the Boards is brought to you by City Center Auto Body. At City Center Auto Body, they can fix anything, now on both sides of the border.
And now we're going to send it back to Brett Holden, who is live at Home Hardware.
I'm joined once again by Christy, and this time we're going to talk a little bit more about the decorations that you can put maybe around your house and on your Christmas tree as well. What are some things that you found here with in regards to decorations?
Well, the decorations that are usually our most popular and are safe for customers who are a little bit afraid to go outside the box would definitely be more of our traditional, like the buffalo plaids, a straight red, a gold tree, or just silver and white frosted as well.
So you mentioned kind of the new look for Christmas trees is the whites and not necessarily the greens. Would that kind of be the same for decorations as well, or is it maybe more of a color pop or some things like that?
Well, you can definitely add like a lot of color pop. Like you can go like a lot of muted colors and then add like a bunch of bright silver or gold balls just to add a lot of color into it, and just some unusual things. Like you'd want to use a lot of stuffers for the trees, like say poinsettias or wicker balls, or just even tissue paper a lot of people will use just to add fullness if you have bare spots in the trees.
And I noticed, even looking around as well, there's also kind of some bins that I've noticed, maybe things that you put in kind of like a ski or a hockey stick or something like that. Can you kind of talk about maybe that trend as well?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people like the ideas of porch trees. You'll see a lot of them around town where an individual will go around and put like birch trees and just buy fresh cut greenery and throw in, yeah, like skis or plaques or some sort of big pine cones. We do have a lot of porch tree or porch planters here that are already pre-done, and you can just buy some bundles of birch twigs and just some little big accents just to throw in those bins as well.
Perfect. So we'll have a little bit more in a little bit, but first let's head back into the studio and see what's going on with them.
All right, thank you so much, Brett. Starting it off with this gorgeous shot from above the tree lines there. Look at that beautiful frost over the trees, and then a look at the border. Thank you for sending that in. That was sent to us by Aaron. As we look to our watches and warnings, not as pleasant as that photo. All of these areas in purple, so Vegreville, Marwayne, St. Paul, Bonnyville, all the way up to Lac La Biche and down into Provost, all under a freezing rain warning as that makes its way from the west into our region. And then everywhere here in Saskatchewan in yellow is under a special weather statement, meaning that freezing rain is coming, especially for those areas into the south. So Maidstone, North Battleford, going to be seeing that freezing rain overnight as that continues its way from the west. Numbers pretty mild for right now, though. So -6 here in the border city, a little bit warmer at -4 in Vermilion, also in Vegreville, -2 in Edmonton. Up the map, sitting at -5 in Lac La Biche, also in Bonnyville, a little bit cooler at -7 in Cold Lake, -7 for St. Walburg, and then -7 currently in Maidstone, -8 for North Battleford. As we look up the map, a little bit cooler, so -9 in La Loche, -9 also in Buffalo Narrows, -14 in South End. And then over on the Alberta side, a little bit more mild, so -6 in Fort McMurray, -1 in Grand Prairie, and then -3 degrees in Peace River. As we look south, look at these numbers, really, really warm, especially in contrast to what we're seeing here with that freezing rain. So 9 degrees currently in Lethbridge, that's the same number in Calgary, and 2 degrees in Banff. Over on the Saskatchewan side, not quite as warm, but -5 in Regina. Here's a look at the next 24 hours as we look to the future precipitation. Really going to see this model kind of over here, a lot of cloud cover, and it's going to move its way in from the west into Lloydminster. So we are going to be seeing that cloud cover and that precipitation come into play overnight and then lingering off into the morning. Here's a look at your numbers for tomorrow. above the seasonal average, typically around at -7 for this time of the year. So numbers are going to be quite mild. -6 in the morning, -4 over the recess hour, and then -3 over the lunch, and then -3 at home. And then here's a look at your 7-day trend, staying in those mild numbers until Friday. We really just have to worry about tonight with that freezing rain turning into snow into tomorrow, which will taper off into late morning, early afternoon. And then as we move in throughout the week, getting a little bit cooler starting on Sunday. So -9 for Sunday, and then into the double digits on Tuesday for a high of -12.
And now we're going to check in with Brett Holden at Home Hardware.
I'm joined once again by Christy, and we're here in the Timber Cafe, and let's get real. Cold weather, the holidays, and a nice warm drink. What are some of the things that are going on here at the Timber Cafe for the holidays?
Yeah, well, we have a lot of customers that definitely like to enjoy their traditional drinks. There's the turtle mocha, we have candy cane latte, we have candy cane tea lattes as well, and then we also have a special where we have the Christmas spice latte, which we also make our own orange cardamom syrup. And we also have our beans from Prairie Lily Roasters, which is a local roaster in town as well.
So maybe let's talk about maybe some of your favorites for the holidays. Some stuff, maybe sitting by the fire and things like that. What are some of your favorites here?
Some of my favorites here, well, we do have a few holiday cheer items on the menu, which we have, which are the regular, the Baileys, and also rum and eggnog as well. And then there's also the chai lattes, which are also my favorites as well.
So you can even get some of the rum and eggnogs. You get your favorites here, the late night favorites, you know. But let's quickly talk about as well, maybe some of the things like here we have one of the Christmas trees, maybe some of the decor here as well, and the lights as well.
Well, this is one of the trees that I was talking about, where it's more of the winter garden theme, where you would think like a first frost on your garden, where there's the frost on the leaves and the branches. So that's kind of the idea we're going through with here, with the light golds and the silvers and the teals and the frosted snowflakes as well.
Perfect. So we want to thank Christy for joining us here, but let's head back into the studio and see what's going on with them.
All right, well, with the Christmas season and holiday season now officially here, question of the day was, do you put up a real or a fake tree? We did put out a poll. 78% of you say fake. So it seems like that's the majority of people. A lot of buildings won't actually let you have a real tree due to a fire hazard, so that obviously comes into play. You grew up with a fake tree, and you're saying that just because that was what you did, you're just team fake tree.
Yeah, I think just because that's what I've always had in the house, that's just kind of what I've stuck with. But I think I can see why the excitement of having a real tree is so like charming and magical, because you go pick it out and it smells good in the house, so I get it.
Yeah, it smells so good. So then you don't have to light that fake pine
the
candle. Exactly. Want to read a couple of the comments we got on our Facebook page. Cindy says real because my cats hate real ones, so he leaves them alone, which is a good tip.
Smart.
Hopefully, yeah, your cat hates hates the real trees. Kevin says they do real if they're going to be sticking around and fake if they go away. So maybe everyone kind of has a fake tree sitting just in case.
Maybe.
And then a lot of people are saying, Kelly says fake because they are banned from our apartment building, and Tammy says both. So kind of interesting. I feel like you kind of said it though. It's kind of what you grew up with.
Yeah.
So I grew up with, we did a real and a fake tree, but I just love, there's something about the real tree. It just,
there you go.
Yeah, it smells really good. We always ask a question of the day, and you can always tell us your thoughts and opinions on our Facebook or Twitter page. We'd love to hear from you. But now we're also going to change it to our pet of the day. Let's look at who we have today. Look at this. This is Ginger. Ginger is super adorable. Nice close up there. That was sent to us by Grace. Next up, we have Taylor. Taylor taking a selfie. I love the floppy ears.
Love it.
That was sent to us by Camo. Thanks for sending that in. This is Allie. Allie looks very cozy, and that was sent to us by Kim. Allie looks very soft. So does Radar. Radar is fresh from the groomer.
Aww.
Very cute. I love the little pink ears.
Yeah.
That was sent to us by Allison. And then last we have this trio, Lily, Ellie, and Nismo. Very, very cute. They look like they all want some treats.
Yeah.
That was sent to us by Allison. If you have a pet and you would like to see them here on Primetime Local News, send us a photo. Please include their name. And if you do see them here on the show, you'll be entered to win a gift card to the Lloydminster Pet Pack.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Well, for this week's pet project, we have a very special guest who is apparently now camera shy. We have Ivy and Becca from the SPCA joining us today. Thank you so much for bringing this girl in. Let's start with her. So her name is Ivy.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's just shy of 4 months. We're guesstimating anyway, but yeah, she's just shy of 4 months old, and she will be going for her spay actually this week. So she's not actually done yet, but I wanted to get her on camera and get her out there.
Yeah, okay, so she's not currently available for adoption,
Nope.
but very, very soon. So
Yes.
what is the adoption fee for a puppy like Ivy?
So if so probably about a week, she'll probably be either the 300 or 250, just kind of at that little stage there between the 2 to 4 months and 4 to 6 months. But yeah, so she'll probably be the 250. And yeah, so again, and same as all the other ones, spayed and vaccinated, microchipped, and dewormed.
So it's everything's good
Yeah,
to go.
everything, yeah.
So how is she doing with other animals at the shelter?
So far so good. She's more interested than anything else. And I mean, walking her past the cats today to bring her today, she did really well. She was just more interested in, you know, that that normal puppy curiosity kind of thing. So and in the vehicle on the way over, she did pretty good. She was a little bit nervous, but she wasn't terrible. So I would definitely recommend a crate if you are taking her anywhere kind of thing, just so she gets more comfortable.
Yeah.
But
Definitely high energy, but so
Yeah.
adorable. And I know she's a little bit too energetic to zoom in there, but she's got one blue eye and one brown eye. So she's a very unique looking pup there. You guys just finished up your Black Friday sale with some of the black and gray kittens, and you guys had quite a good success with that.
Yeah, we had about 14 that we kind of qualified for the Black Friday sale. And we had 5 go home, so it's successful. You know, we have those kittens in their new homes now, and adult cats as well. We had a couple older guys go in this event, so yeah, we were happy.
Nice. So, so there are still some black and gray kittens, which seem to have been left out in some of these adoptions. So, but they are still available over at the SPCA.
Yeah. Some of our longest residents are still available as well too, coming in definitely over the 60-day marker for sure. So we would really like to get them some homes before the holidays kind of thing coming around as well.
And how are you guys doing for cats at the shelter right now? Is it pretty full?
Yes, we are. We are still making our way through that list. So we found that a few people have found homes for their animals or found them back to their original owners, which is nice. So we are still, good and full kind of thing. But you know, we're hoping to make it through that list before the end of the year, just so we can start fresh.
Awesome. And coming up in a few weeks is Jail and Bail, which you guys do every year. I will be taking part, same with our Elise Darwish, and I'm sure Kurt Price is always, you'll be taking part as well. So when is that going on, and how can people donate?
Yeah, that'll be in December 13th, and we'll have it set up online, and you can call over the phone as well too. We're more than happy to take your phone call and chat with you that day as well too. So those are the major ways, or you can just come in and donate and check all the jailers yourself if you like. And
yeah, do you guys know how many people you'll have locked up this year?
We don't have full numbers, but I have enough space for 17 kennels, so we hopefully will fill them all up.
Nice. Yeah, so Elise and I will be locked up for 12 hours.
Yes.
Hopefully this girl's not there anymore, but it would be adorable to be caught in with her. All right, well, we really look forward to that. Let's raise some money for you guys and get all of these animals adopted. If you have any questions about Ivy, or if you're looking to adopt an animal, you can always go to the SPCA's website. You guys always have everything updated on there. So we look forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Pet Project is brought to you by Quick Pick Waste Disposal, Lloydminster's #1 waste and recycling hauler. Quick Pick is waste collection you can depend on.
I'm Courtney Ray from 93.7 Wayne FM and Boom 101.9, and here's what's happening in the Wainwright area. The Quota Club presents an angel art extravaganza with beautiful angel art pieces on display and even some to purchase. And Santa is going to be there, so feel free to bring your camera to get a picture with him. That's going on at the Prairie Rose Hall this Friday, November 30th from 4 to 9 p.m. and this Saturday, December 1st from 10 to 5 p.m. This week at the Kit Scotty Community Hall, the 18th annual House of Paws Dinner Theater is going on. This year's play is called A Pirate's Life for Me. You can get your tickets at Mel's Hair Shop. Unfortunately, Friday and Saturday shows are all sold out, but there still are tickets for the Wednesday and Thursday show. Doors open at 5:30, dinner is at 6, and the play starts at 8. I hope you can support this amazing cast for a great cause. On December 8th, the Wainwright RCMP are hosting their 3rd annual Candy Cane Check Stop. It will be located on Main Street between 12th and 13th Street and kicks off at 4 p.m. The goal this year is to fill at least 2 jail cells full of brand new toys and funds for the Wainwright Kinsman Holiday Hamper. Big thanks to the Co-op, Wainwright Fire Department, EMS, the Military Police, Wainwright Citizens on Patrol, and Marty from Armstrong's for partnering up with them on this night. There will even be a special barbecue, so I hope to see you there. If you have an event you would like us to feature on What's Happening in Wainwright, please send us an email at waynefm@newcap.ca.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Chantal Bisson is back with us this hour, and this time we're going to switch focus to relationships and talk about privacy. Now, this is a big one because I know everybody has a different take on this, but let's first of all talk about, Chantal, about setting boundaries within a relationship, especially within the early stages. You know, someone who's been married a longer time, you probably or maybe have this down, but if you're just in a new relationship, how do you go about setting boundaries when it comes to privacy?
Well, yeah. This is a real tricky one, especially in our modern age where people have got everything at their hand, right? You said I probably have it down being married this long. Well, you know, I've touched on this before. I come from a broken home. I come from a home where my father was unfaithful. Everybody I ever dated was unfaithful. So I seem to have a little bit of a pattern of getting into those kinds of relationships. Right. So, you know, my trust level is not naturally high as it might be with somebody who doesn't have all those sort of things in their background, sort of the luggage that they carry around in their relationship. So I think that, you know, the boundaries really depend on the health of the relationship and the health of each person and their background and their story, right? Because none of us have the same story. So somebody who's never had infidelity, doesn't even know what infidelity feels like personally or watched it while growing up, will be like, I don't care. I totally trust him implicitly. He can sleep with his phone for all I care. And other people might want to know passwords and feel better having access to those sorts of things. But so I think I say this a lot as well, is that it really depends on the two people within the relationship, right? What each person can tolerate and what each person is comfortable with. Like somebody who's not cheating might not, even though they're upstanding and are not being unfaithful and are not up to no good on their device, they might still not want to give you their passwords. And you need to be okay with that. And then you might have a partner who doesn't care if you have your passwords and it's an all access, open, you know, free for all.
Now, what if somebody is uncomfortable, though, you know, they see their partner texting on their phone or looking at something and, you know, you have a bad feeling about things and then you ask and then they won't give it to you. And, you know, obviously it can cause an end to a relationship in some case, and it may be something that's not even worth it. So it's a really tough scenario, but how do you navigate that sort of a thing?
Yeah, it is a tough scenario, and it is really difficult to navigate because, yeah, you're exactly right. Like some people might get so hung up on that they can't see through it and end a perfectly healthy, good relationship, except for that one little glitch in the matrix sort of thing. So, you know, I think it all comes back to dialogue, and then you need to decide what works for you. If their behavior doesn't work for you and you can't shake that feeling, you need to let your partner know. You need to be open, you need to be honest that their stand on that is really, really doesn't work for you and doesn't fit and doesn't feel good. And then if you really love that person in the relationship, maybe you're married and you have kids and you really want to go, you want to stick in it, it's my go-to. Get somebody else involved. Get a third party involved to set the relationship right and to help your partner understand why it's important to you, and then to also give you perspective about why maybe it's none of your damn business. You need to trust your partner.
Right, exactly, Chantel. And we're going to end it with that this time. Once again, we appreciate you so much. I know you have a lot going on, traveling and making a move here coming up temporarily, just for a bit. So we're going to wait till everything is settled with you, and then we'd love to have you back once again whenever you have the time.
Okay, well, it's an honor to be with you guys. I'm having a good time.
Thanks so much, Chantel. And once again, just a last time, if you want to check over the holidays what Chantel is doing, go to chantelbisson.com or Instagram, Twitter @ChantelBisson. Thank you so much, Chantel. We really, really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much.
So today we learned a little bit about some of the trends that are going on with their trees, like some of the flocked trees and some of the whites as well. If you're not the traditional kind, looking for those whites. For your decorations as well, you could be looking into some of the florals and the nice coppers and rose golds as well. And here there's also the Timber Cafe where you can sit by the fire in the nice cold weather, out of the nice cold weather rather. And tomorrow, Josh is going to be at the Bobcats game. And speaking of Bobcats games, Santa, maybe you can grant me some of my wishes here. That says Bobcats jersey. So maybe if you can, I'm just saying, word to the big man. But let's head back into the studio and see what's going on with them.
This guy really wants a Bobcats jersey for Christmas. All right, we'll see if we can make that come true there. Here's a look to your 7-day forecast. We are expecting that freezing rain in the next few hours into the overnight, turning into a rain-snow mix overnight, tapering off tomorrow morning, possibly into the early afternoon rather. So high of -3 tomorrow. That's the same number on Thursday, so quite mild because our averages are -7 for this time of the year, and then we start to get back into those average numbers starting on Friday. -5 there, -7 on Saturday, and then a little bit cooler into Sunday, Monday, -9, -7, and then -12 next Tuesday. Once you factor in the wind, going to feel cooler than that, but back into those double digits. So do be careful out there because it's going to be slippery whether you're walking or driving. So definitely give yourself some extra time. Make sure you turn on your lights and wear some grippy shoes.
Yeah. What are the ones that you can put on the bottom?
Yeah,
like
with the little
picks?
grips. Yeah, we're going to need those, everyone. Have a good night. Stay safe out there. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow.